Welcome to Alive here out by the fire. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer from Dildo, Newfoundland. We're looking at a beer from Dildo Brewing. We're looking at Dildo's Blue-Eyed Buoy Blueberry Blonde. So first and foremost, if you order a beer from Dildo, they ship it in a box, and inside said box is a waterproofed bubble shipper. Really cool, really cool. It's like an envelope, but it's waterproof. It's really awesome to see that they do that for the padding. However, if you're worried about somebody seeing the name Dildo all over your box and worrying about what the hell you ordered, yeah, they make sure that they know what they have. They know in Dildo, Newfoundland what they have, because on each end of the box was a dildo sticker. Why are you looking at me like that? Do you know what a dildo is?
Yeah.
Really, how?
I do not know. Everyone talks about them at school for some reason. In both schools.
Anyway, so they know what they have, right? So I actually wanted to order the stout.
You talk about them too sometimes.
I wanted to order the stout, but they didn't have the stout. But it doesn't say Dildo Stout because they know what they have. It's a stout dildo from Dildo Brewing Company.
And Mom's 90 Day Fiancé show.
But this is the Blue-Eyed Buoy from Dildo, Newfoundland at Dildo Brewing. I've had one or two Dildo beers before, I do believe. Cliff sent them to me, right? Was it Cliff or Clint? Oh, it was a few years. I was still in Pavernatook when he sent some stuff to me, but I think there was a Dildo beer in there. I'll have to go look her on up, right? What I'm expecting out of this is a pure blonde beer. I'm expecting to be disappointed in the color, but I'm expecting to not hate the flavor. I mean, if I'm being realistic, right? The blueberry beer from the Merchant Ale House in St. Catharines, which I don't mind as a blueberry beer, is a fully blonde beer too, and it pisses me off, but I like it. So I can't. It does hurt my heart when I pour a blueberry beer and it's blonde, but it's not the worst thing that can happen. That's not blonde. I can't let you see the color because I'm on the live, but it looks like it has a little bit of a red hue to it. You know what? We can take a walk over to the light and then come back, as long as we don't trip in any of the holes that the boys let the dogs dig. We almost did. Yeah. It's got a nice reddish hue there, man. Like, that is not a bad looking beer. Not a bad looking beer at all. That is a lot more than I expected out of it. Back to the fire. And we almost fell in the same hole because we're stupid. Okay. We are down, we're back. So yeah, nice reddish hue to this beer. Bright white head. I did not expect it to look like that. I did not. I expected this to be like almost every other blueberry or raspberry beer I've had since moving to Saskatchewan. I should have known that the Newfies would have done their alcohol right. I should have known it. I should have known. I shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I didn't. So, again, you can't really see it over here, but visually, I really do like that beer. Through the fire, it looks great. In the glass, it looks great. The can, again, you don't see the can all that well. I should have done this beer first, but I didn't. But it's a pretty can. I'm pleasantly surprised by this beer. Now, I'm also somewhat sad that by the time I decided to order stuff from Dildo, because the Dildo Brewing Company will ship across Canada, which is great. However, there is a caveat on this. They will ship across Canada, but they will only ship, well, they sell all their beers in 4-packs. You can't just buy a can or two of each beer to try them. you have to buy 4-packs, and their 4-packs are $24 for a 4-pack. So you're looking at $6 a can, which is more expensive than the average can here in Saskatchewan. But at the same time, then you're paying delivery, right? So 2 4-packs is what I ordered. So we're looking at $48 in 4-packs, plus taxes, plus delivery. I paid almost $70 for 8 beers. That's a lot of money for 8 beers, but it's the main reason I didn't order from them. But by the time I ordered from them, they had done what Cameron's Brewing did in Ontario, and they went to the fancy, flashy, very color, like hand-drawn cans, where they used to be the old style. It was like that symbol, the Dildo Brewing Company symbol, on every can with the style written on the can. I personally like the old look of that type of can. I do. I can't say I don't. This is flashy enough that it would pick up your eyes at a store, but in all reality, I would rather the old style. Woo! Let's give her a sniff. I shouldn't use that hand. That hand smells like dog. Damn you, Otis. You don't get much. There's a little bit of foam. Yeah, out of the glass, I just basically smell like bready biscuitiness. And if I use this hand to cup it, I also smell wet dog. Out of the can. Still no real blueberry scent. I mean, that if you're using fresh blueberries, that could happen. But a bready biscuitiness. Anyway, cheers. Let's try it. Now I don't know if it's this beer in particular or not, because this is the first one I can remember having from Dildo, but I thought I had a Dildo beer before, or the next time he sent me one, which never materialized. He was going to send me a Dildo beer. I can't remember. I'll have to look back on it. It has a little minuscule. It's not overpowering or anything, but there is a flavor of diacetyl. It doesn't remind me of like it doesn't remind me of drinking like a Blue Elephant beer or anything like that. I think more like an old Grand River beer where they use that buttery taste as one of their trademarks, and it's kind of like that because there's just behind everything there's this little buttery taste, and again it's minuscule. It's just one of those off flavors that I'm very, very sensitive to. So even the smallest amount of it, I taste it. And again, it's not that there's something wrong with it. It's not overpowering. It's not a Blue Elephant beer. It's not an old Perth Brewing beer. It's just there. And that's again, it reminds me kind of like old Grand River beers. And I still liked old Grand River beers. And yeah, it's just kind of what I taste on there. Other than that, there is a bready biscuitiness. Hey, they're allowed to fight. They're way over there. Leave them. Hey, they're way over there. They're okay. Hey. A little bready biscuitiness, a little bitter earthiness, a tiny touch of tannic blueberry, and a tiny touch of butter. I don't mind this. This is actually rather nice. I really should have gotten the salted caramel goza that they had, but I thought, hey, this sounds interesting, and I didn't know what they had per se, and I couldn't get their stout, which I really wanted. So I ordered this, going, this is probably the one I'm not going to like, and I ordered one that I'm like, I'm probably going to like this, but I ordered this expecting a golden beer, didn't get a golden beer. I ordered this expecting a lot of blueberry, don't get a lot of blueberry, but Otis is trying to make the old lady play. The color raises the points on this. The visual appeal raises the points on this. The scent kind of stagnates the points on this. And the flavor doesn't help the points either. But it doesn't detract from the points. It's not an offensive beer. It's not a beer I couldn't stomach. It's not a beer that I'm sad that I have 3 more of. It is a beer I'm sad I paid $24 for 4 of. I think if this was an Ontario beer at like $15 or $16 for the 4-pack, I could probably get behind it. If this was a Saskatchewan beer at $20 a 4-pack, I probably couldn't get behind it. If I was in Alberta and this was like a $17 or $18 4-pack, I could probably get behind it. But at $24 a 4-pack, no, I can't fathom paying it again. But I'm not bothered by having 4 of them. I'm not. Having 4 of them does not faze me. I can drink all 4 without a problem. But ever paying $6 a beer again and being forced to buy a 4-pack, no. But I would have wished, and charge me $6 a beer, I don't care. But I would have loved to have bought 1 or 2 of everything they had and tried their whole lineup. Because at this point, if this one has that little diacetyl, and say the next one does as well, do you think I'm going to pay $76 to order 2 more of their beers? Probably not. But if I was able to buy all 7 beers they had listed, plus 1 double of something, and drank 2 of them that had the buttery flavor, and 2 of them that I didn't like, and 3 that I liked to really liked, I would order from them again. And that's the thing that I try to instill in places. Sure, make a 4-pack minimum, make a 12-pack minimum, do whatever you want that way. But let me mix and match what the fuck I want, so that I can try your whole lineup and know if I want to put my money into your brewery again. Things I love about Kitty Vitty. I don't always love every Kitty Vitty beer out of Newfoundland as well, but I can buy singles of everything. Tatamagouche in Nova Scotia. I either love Tatamagouche beers or I don't like them. But I can get 12 different beers. Big Spruce, again, out of Big Spruce's New Brunswick, I do believe, but they will ship as well. I think theirs is a 2-4 that you have to buy now. Two Crows used to ship with a minimum 12. I don't think they do anymore. Blood Brothers in Ontario ships across Canada. Blood Brothers, again, lets you mix and match whatever you want. Small Pony Barrel Works in Ontario will ship across Canada. You can mix and match whatever you want. Those are the breweries that excite me, because those are the breweries that make me go, oh yeah, look at what I can try. This is great. And then I get to try it, and it's either great or not great. But because I can split them up, because I can buy what I want, I keep buying from them. If you're going to force me to do the 4-pack at $24 a 4-pack, I'm probably not going to buy from you again. All that being said, it's not a bad beer. It's just not a great beer. But that's where the $24 hurts. If it's not a great beer and it costs me $24, am I going to think of buying from you again? Especially if the next beer I bought from you is also not a great beer. This is how you can alienate customers, because, and it's the same thing like here in Saskatchewan, here in Regina, most breweries will sell you singles. District won't, and neither will Pile of Bones. Bushwhacker will sell you. Bushwhacker forces you to buy a 6-pack, but you can mix and match your 6-pack however you want. And every other brewery here either sells all their beers in singles or most of their beers in singles. But you go into Pile of Bones and pay $20 a 4-pack, and you get 4 4-packs of something you don't like. You're not going back. You're not. It's just not happening. So it's one of those things where if I had to, if it was up to me and I was paying this money again, I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't. But it's not a bad beer. So out of 10, I'll give it a 6.75. It is a good beer. It's just not a great beer. Thank you guys. I know I'm not a great beer. Bye-bye.